Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Talk Network channel here. Hope everybody doing well. I'm checking my videos here because I hear myself echoing in the background. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. Here I'm talking, as you can see by the title of this video, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I even brought this up sparingly last night during my SmackDown Live review that I've been doing this video, and I'm so excited with this. I've been part of the fandom for only 3 weeks now, specifically been 3 weeks since this very day. Kyron Chase himself told me about the show, kind of in his way suggesting I should check it out when I was suggesting to him to check out Star Versus, The Forces of Evil, and that show. And then to my mind's eye that night, I go to see how many seasons, how many seasons do I have to catch up with? And maybe it's 2, maybe at the most 4. And I'm like, okay, I can do this in an evening, maybe. Starting at 7 p.m., going to the late evening, but maybe I can do it then. Find out it's 6 full episodes and half of a 7th season. 6 full seasons and a half of a 7th. But hey, I pumped through it, got through it, and got through the season the first time in 5 days. And then I went through it again, the series, but it went much slower, and I just actually finished it again a couple days ago. But again, I went a little slower because I was watching other people's reactions to specific episodes, and I will be giving my top 10 episodes, my favorites of the series. Again, obviously that's subjective, so Kyron's might be different from mine, and others will be different. So welcome to, let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching when this is posted, your top 10 My Little Pony episodes, Friendship is Magic episodes, to your own accord. I also want to give a shout out to other YouTubers that talk My Little Pony, that also do blind reactions to episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, The Flaming Shark, and Kick-Ass Reaction, who in their videos helped me catch up originally. Then I also found out it was on Netflix, so the second time around I'm watching it on the Netflix there. Netflix and chilled with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic for the past about 2 weeks, because like I said, the first week I got through the 7 or 6 plus in the 7 seasons, 6.5 seasons plus of the series. But like I said, I've been really excited to talk about it because, like I said, I've only been part of the fandom for 3 weeks. Been for a very short time, but I already have my series ideas for many things. And one thing I do have to learn, even going through the series twice now and watching it, is I got to learn these secondary characters. These secondary characters that when I watch the other blind reactions, people know like that. And I mean know like that later in the seasons, in episodes when they're maybe in backgrounds of shots or, wide shots like that. So I got to get my butt going on that one. But again, I have my favorites, my favorite episodes. I'll be giving my top 10. I also will give my top 6, for the main 6 of My Little Pony. And then also my top 6 secondary characters. I did tell Kyron for him to be prepared for this, to do his top 10 for episodes and top 6 for the main characters. But I don't expect him to do one for the side characters, so to speak, because I didn't bring that up earlier. But I did do that for myself actually this morning. And actually this morning I finished up watching some other reactors that I also wanted to give a shout out to. The Armored Brony, Australian dudes that do blind reactions, and Apple Geek. That's in one word, Apple Geek. Apple Geek. I like his. I think I like his the best in the way of his talking about it after each blind reaction of his episodes, or the episodes. In that way, the rest of them, like I said, The Flaming Shark, Kick-Ass Reaction, and the Armored Brony. Those individuals are just their reactions during the shows, of course, in each episode, as Apple Geek is. But I think Apple Geek challenges them, in my opinion, in everything that he talks about, and other stuff about after the episode, specific to which, all other things as well. As I actually am just finishing watching Discordant Harmony, Apple Geeks Bond reaction to that. So before I keep rambling on by myself, I do have a co-host here today. I thank him for taking time out of his day to talk about something other than WWE. Kyron Chase, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Steve. You know, I really love this show. It's honestly my favorite modern day show at the moment. You say you've been a part of this fan for about 3 weeks. I've been a part of the fan for really 3 years at this point. You know, when I first got into it, like many people, I didn't know what to expect, and I damn sure didn't expect for 3 years later to be my favorite show. I have a lot of music on my phone. I have over 50 episodes recorded on my TV, and I have no regrets since I started watching it.
Same here. Same here for me for 3 weeks, I guess. I'm not, ashamed to admit that, being 29, almost 30-year-old, grown ass man, straight male person thing, individual that really loves this show. Do I think it's better than Gravity Falls or Star vs. the Force of Evil? Probably not, but it's definitely there. It's in my top 4 with animated shows. Star vs. the Forces of Evil, for me personally, is my number 1 show. But My Little Pony, like I said, you brought up to me when I, like I said, suggested for you to watch Star Versus. You talk about My Little Pony and stuff, since that's what another thing you do on your channel. I thought, okay, well, if I'm gonna ask him to watch a show of mine that I like and love and rave about and blow the, then I should give his show a chance too. And so I did. And like I said, I got that series done, 6 seasons, and then a half of a 7th season in 5 days. Watching it with the help of, again, Kick-Ass Reactions and the Flaming Shark. Those YouTube channels here. It helped me there originally. But I'm not regretting doing that, and I thank you, actually, Kyron, for bringing the show to my lights. I did know it existed. Yes, I did. I knew of the show. Been hearing things on Twitter and otherwise. When I saw things trending sometimes, when I'm just looking at trending lists, when I'm on my personal Twitter handle, seeing My Little Pony trending with a certain hashtag for an episode or something, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, sort of thing at that time. But now I see how great the fandom is. And it's the same thing over at Star vs. the Force of Evil. Yes, we all have different opinions. Yes, we might bicker like a family over there at the Star Versus fandom. But I'm sure it's the same thing here on the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fandom of different opinions. Might be even heated arguments about things, whether it's rankings or otherwise. You always get that with rankings, but otherwise, the show. But in the end, we're all fans of this show, right? Whether it's Star Versus or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, you all have that common goal, or not common goal, but common bond of loving the show, enjoying the show, and I only want to invest in whether it's fanfics, pictures, and other things. I even heard of this thing called Bride of Discord. Or I think it's a fan thing or whatever. I don't know. But I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's a fan project. It's actually really good, actually. You probably enjoy it.
Okay, yeah, I might give it a thing. Are they doing it in like is it like an audio thing or a video thing? Like how exactly is it? Because it's obviously you can't, it's not of the TV series. So it's like pictures with sound, or how exactly does this work?
It's pictures with sound and people voice acting over like the characters. And the voice actors are really accurate, especially Discord and Fluttershy. I think those are probably the most accurate characters. So yeah, it's just pictures, but they talk over, and it tells a really good story.
Okay, and how many quote unquote episodes are they into in that?
I haven't seen it in a while. Basically, they finished the main series, Bride of Discord, and now they're doing the second series, the Daughter of Discord. I'm not sure how many episodes are done of Daughter of Discord. I believe like 4 or 5, or maybe 4 or 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, well, then I got that to watch and to enjoy as well. But I guess I'll just talk about what I love about the show again. I've only been in the fandom for 3 weeks, so I'm just seeing it from where I'm seeing it. And yes, I've read things online since and other thoughts, but my thoughts on why I love the show is just what we had in the past, or for the first few seasons, with the message, the ending message, what you learn friendship each day, because Twilight Sparkle had to write to Princess Celestia of what she learned, or her lesson of the day, sort of thing, or the week, or whatever the time period in that episode. So those life lesson things, just like I like Full House or love Full House and other shows like that. So just having that, like that's tied in with a great show. And the characters, obviously, all the characters are awesome. Yes, I'm gonna rank them, and all the episodes are awesome in their own right. It was tough for me, honestly. For my top two, and you'll find out here pretty shortly, my top two episodes and my top two of the six main characters. The picking the number one spot was hard, very hard. Like even this morning, I had to take one episode off my top 10 to put in another one that I remembered that I really thoroughly enjoyed. So all the episodes and all the characters and everything is awesome. That's what makes this show great and awesome, and why it has the fandom that it does. And I'm privileged and honored now to be part of that, even now 3 weeks in. And well, I guess I'll go to my top 10 for episodes. And then Kyron can give his rebuttal on what he thinks on my list, which, hey, we agree, disagree. It's all good. Again, we're all fans of the show. So for number 10, we'll go from 10 to 1. Number 10, I have season 7, episode 7, Parental Guidance. Number 9, season 1, episode 23, Cutie Mark Chronicles. 8th, season 3, episode 13, Magical Mystery Cure. 7th, season 3, episode 3, Too Many Pinkie Pies. 6th, season 4, episode 26, Twilight's Kingdom Part 2. 5th, season 6, episode 25, To Where and Back Again, Part 1. 4th, season 7, episode 4, Rock Solid Friendship. 3rd, season 5, episode 19, The One Where Pinkie Pie Knows. And again, like I said, I had a tough thing here with 1 and 2, but in the end, I did make a decision, of course. So runner-up, second place, season 7, episode 13, The Perfect Pair. And number 1, which is one, like I said, I was fighting against, but I knew it was going to break the mark because of what that episode was. And it even made me tear up and cry, to be quite honest. Season 5, episode 18, Crusaders of the Lost Mark. So those are my top 10 episodes for My Little Pony Friendship with Magic. So Kyron, what are your thoughts on my list? And then if you did make a list of your own, let me know of yours.
Well, first off, I haven't come on your list. Please, I haven't seen either Discordant Harmony or The Perfect Pair yet. And I would appreciate, Steve, if you didn't talk about those episodes because I want to watch them, blindly this Saturday when they air. And I've avoided The Perfect Pair like the plague because everyone's done blind reactions, reviews on it, and I haven't seen anything about it. So I just don't want to be even spoiled from The Perfect Pair yet.
Okay.
Your list I really enjoyed. I love Crusaders Lost Mark. I really love that episode. So I completely understand why you put that number 1. I personally, Parental Guidance I do like, but I don't love it as much as everyone else because I don't like how the problem with the episode is how it just shifts the blame on how it kind of villainizes Rainbow Dash when she had a legitimate gripe against her parents of being too supportive. And I didn't like how I just villainized her for it. But I thought it was a pretty good list. I don't think there was any episodes in your top 10 that I can say I don't like. But I did make a top 10 of my own if you want to hear it.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Now, when I do my top 10 list, I actually include, when I say a top 10, I include 2-part episodes as one episode because I just feel like if you just put one episode of a 2-part, it's incomplete. And I also count the movies because it's done by the same writing staff, the same animators, and same voice actors and actresses. So I count the movies as well. Coming at number 10, Flight to the Finish from season 4. Number 9, season 3, episode 1, The Crystal Empire. Number 8, The Main Attraction. Number 7, Sisterhood of Social. Number 6, Pinkie Pride. Number 5, Amending Fences. Number 4, Crusaders of the Lost Mark. Number 3 is Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks, the second movie. Number 2 is one of 2 episodes along with Crusaders of the Lost Mark that made me emotional. Is Magical Mystery Cure. And number 1 is the episode that made me a brony, Twilight's Kingdom.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, some of those, like I said, obviously weren't on my list, but I can definitely see why they were on yours or others that I've seen lists. after I made mine. Just want to let people know that after I made mine, seeing other people's top 10s, top 20s, whatever lists, seeing some of those episodes that were not mine that were on yours or Cameron, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, the movies were good. I even enjoyed. Excuse me. What was that? Equestria Girls, I think it's called. That somewhat series that comes out every once in a while or whenever Blue Moon. That's pretty good. Interesting seeing them in Human World. Especially when the first time I saw that, I was like, wow, look at these characters from, used to seeing them again for me, since I'm speed rushing through seasons of the show itself, because, I've only been part of the fandom for 3 weeks, obviously. So, used to that and continuing then seeing them, the same characters in that light. That was pretty interesting and different and cool for me to see personally. So, that series, the movies were awesome too. I guess there's going to be another one coming out soon. I've been trying to avoid that like a plague of the reactions, and I'm going to do a reaction to it here soon, a blind reaction to the upcoming My Little Pony movie that will be coming out in late fall, I believe. So with that, like I said, I had a tough time in my top 2 with picking the one, but I'm certainly glad first that I'm part of the show and a brony, a fan, and that now I get to continue to watch. And I did hear, I guess, or find out myself while I'm speed throughing these seasons that they got greenlit for another season. So that's cool. So we'll have the 7th and then the 8th season. Hopefully we get a 9th and a 10th. It's kind of the same way of Star Wars: The Force of Evil, where they're finishing up a 2nd season, already getting okay for a 4th season, right? So I guess the writers and how long it takes for each episode to be made with the anime series in general. So I think it was the same thing with Gravity Falls here, and then I'm sure with My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. So maybe we'll be getting that and getting it up to 10 seasons. That'd be kind of cool and kind of awesome as well. So now I'm going to do my top 6 for main characters. Again, top 2 were pretty tough to do, but here we go. Number 6, Applejack. 5, Rarity. 4, Rainbow Dash. 3, Twilight Sparkle. And again, this was really tough. I think it's just even tougher than with my top 2 in the episode list, because I knew in my heart Crusaders of the Lost Mark wasn't going to get beat by anything, even with how good the perfect pair was. But again, obviously, I'm not going to talk anything about it because I'm not going to spoil my friend and his enjoyment of watching it whenever it does finally come out here in the States. But here in this list, it's very hard because I can see myself in both of these characters a lot. As a shy individual, one speaks to me in that way, and then what could be the alter ego of Steven speaks to me in the other character. But again, there was a winner. The runner-up is Pinkie Pie. And number 1, Fluttershy. I am at heart a shy person, a person that takes a little bit to crack that egg, so to speak, as I try to do with the show, as Kyron and Mark kind of have broken me out of my shell since they joined Steve's Dressing Ramble as co-hosts and everything, plus other things and ventures that I've done in the past with my channel and having guests on. But still, I'm like that Fluttershy. And Pinkie Pie is what I would be if I was the opposite. And as I am sometimes on my show, rambling and talking and so happy and upbeat and woo, 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 this, then that. And just funny and goofy and freaking awesome in that way. So, I relate to those two the most. But again, number 1 I have as Fluttershy. So I'm going to let Kyron give his thoughts on my list. And if he has his own list, he can share that as well.
Well, I actually do like your list. Some of it I actually do agree with. I tend to agree with you on. Now, for me personally, ranking the main 6 has been harder and harder, because if I had done this list maybe a year ago, some ponies would have been in different positions. And also, but it's definitely easier than ranking, the episodes, because with the episodes, there's over 100 episodes to rank, and with over 120 episodes to rank. While with the main 6 is just 6 characters. And first, let me just say before I say anything, I do like all 6 members of the main 6 now. But as usual, there has to be someone last. So I'm gonna rank the main 6. Number 6 is Applejack. Now I used to not like Applejack, but good character development has changed my opinion on her. Number 5 is Rainbow Dash. I know she gets the fan favorite from some people, but she's just not mine. Number 4 is Fluttershy. Fluttershy, if I had made this list maybe a year ago, she probably would have been last. But ever since the episode It Ain't Easy Being Breezy, she's been consistently written as one of the best characters, especially in season 5. Number 3 is Pinkie Pie because I love her how energetic she is. I love how she cares for her friends. She's hilarious. And the top 2 are really two. I love both Rarity and Twilight, but if I had to rank them, number 2 is Rarity because I think I actually respect her a little bit more than I like her because if she had been written wrong, she could have been one of the most unlikable characters in the show. But for me personally, Rarity hasn't had one bad solo episode yet. And, she's definitely next to Twilight, the smartest member of the main 6, which brings to number 1, Twilight. I love Twilight for a lot of reasons. Not taking into account she's voiced by one of my idols, Tara Strong. She reminds me a lot of myself of being someone who didn't really care much about friendship and who was very introverted. And in a way, I still am very introverted. But nowadays, I'm definitely more out there than I used to be. I love her because, her episode Twilight's Kingdom, showing how awesome she was in her fight against Tariq, definitely made that open my eyes and say, this is more just a little girl show. And Twilight's always my favorite character because I just relate to her a lot. And she's just someone who I just really like.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I see we have the same one, at least for number 6. And then differing from there with Applejack being there at the bottom for both of us for different reasons. Again, for me, Applejack just didn't catch me too much or as much. I think that's going to change here moving forward, but we'll certainly see. Obviously, things can change. Maybe by the end of season 7, my list of top 10 episodes. I mean, as I look here right now, eyeballing my top 10 episodes, I don't have a single episode from season 2. So season 2 has been wiped off the face of the earth for my list. So on my top episodes, I have 3 from season 7, 2 from season 5, 2 from season 3, 1 from season 1, and 1 from season 6. So yeah, and the best season so far of the series has been the most recent, I gotta say, and then in close second being the 5th season, but most recent being the 7th season. Just been taking names from episode 1 all the way up to we're episode 11, but for me, episode 13 of the series. It's just been great, knocking them out of the park each and every episode, in my opinion. So far, season 7, and if it goes where I think it'll go with the rest of the season with specific episodes, again, I can't bring that up unless I bring up things that happened in the last 2 episodes, and I'm not going to do that, obviously. But from that, I think that this season, if it goes where I think it will in episodes in the second half of the season 7 definitely for sure will rubber stamp be the best season of the series, at least to me. Obviously, everybody's different opinion, but for me, in my opinion, I would say season 7 as it is right now, and as I think it might be moving forward and going from there. But yeah, like I said, it was very tough for me between Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy with my top 2 because Pinkie Pie, she's just heaps of fun. I don't know, she's just awesome and funny, and especially the episode here on my list, the one where Pinkie Pie knows, that one with her going on nuts and crazy trying to hold a secret and everything is adorable. And one thing I do want to say though, the Cutie Mark Crusaders and the Crusaders of the Lost Mark, and they finally get their cutie marks and everything, that was an emotional episode for me, and that's why it's number 1 because of that fact. But also, crap, now I'm forgetting the character's name. Again, I have to do better on learning the other characters and side characters, but the bully that was bullying
Diamond Tiara,
that was bullying the Cutie Mark Crusaders, Diamond Tiara, and her change and everything, I think was the other reason why I had this the number 1 episode. Yes, mainly because of the Crusaders getting a cutie mark, and the cutie mark being of that being their purpose in life. That's being what they are. And I was worried, again, for someone that is speed rushing, trying to get to caught up in the series, as I was continually watching here in these 5 days straight 3 weeks ago. and enjoying all the Cutie Mark Crusader specific episodes. Like I wish I could put, all 5 or 6 or whatever episodes they had specific to them on my top 10, but I tried to branch out and had to be a little more strict on my guidelines to make my list. But then getting to that point and them getting their Cutie Mark at that time and it being that, because I was worried as I was speed throughing it, what's going to happen when they get their Cutie Marks. Will one get before the other one with a friendship end, this and that? And I really enjoy these Cutie Mark Crusader specific episodes that whenever either all of them or one of them or whatever get their Cutie Marks, well, then that's going to be the end of that. The end of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, end of those kind of types of episodes, and that was going to make me a little sad, And again, this is coming from me that's speed throughing the season or series. So I get to season 5, episode 18, see the title of the episode, ready to watch, and that one was Kick-Ass Reactions, his blind reaction. And I'm going, okay, so this could go either one or two ways. Either this is just specifically for them to help someone else find a Cutie Mark, but them not getting it, or them just simply getting it, and it might be together or might not. But I was really worried that this would have been the end of the Cutie Mark Crusaders and those type of episodes. And the fact that they got the Cutie Marks, all of that, everything all around that, hey, that was what it's meant to be, was looking them right in the face. And that song, I wish, Kyron, I don't know if you know this, and I tried to look it up online. Maybe I did a bad job searching. But hopefully, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has CDs, because the songs in most of the episodes of the series are freaking awesome. And the one from Crusaders of the Lost Mark, and that song after they get their Cutie Marks, that'd be my favorite song.
Well, the episode Crusaders of the Lost Mark, it won the Leo Award for a reason. It had an amazing score. The musical episodes of MLP usually tend to be my favorites of the season. With, like I said, my second favorite episode of the show is Magical Mystery Cure, and I think that episode still has some of the best music of the entire series, especially Celestia's Ballad, I've Got to Find a Way, and A True True Friend. With Crusaders of the Lost Mark, of course, I love the song We'll Make Our Mark, especially the reprise after they got their marks. The Pony I Want to Be was a really good song, and it really helped me start to see Diamond Tiara in a different light. Really, I like every song in Crusaders of the Lost Mark. Pinkie Pride is another good musical episode, but that goes for a different type of music. Whereas Magic Mystery Cure and Crusaders of the Lost Mark go for more emotional tones. Pinkie Pride, while it does have one song that does that, it goes more towards energetic, because it's a Pinkie Pie episode guest starring Weird Al, so you expect a lot of polka and polka and energetic music, and it worked. And the final musical episode, which happened in season 6, A Heartwarming Tale, once again had a really good soundtrack, especially the songs Say Goodbye to the Holiday, which sounds something right out of Disney. The Seeds of the Past, and shows why Ashley Ball's a great singer as Applejack. And Pinkie's Present, which is a really good song. I think the music MLP, it really good. Daniel Ingram, for the most part, really nails it when it comes to music. There are some songs, like I said, that can really compete with Disney, especially the song which almost everyone likes, This Day Aria, which is the best song from season 2. But if I had to say my favorite song from each season, it'd be season 1, Winter Wrap Up, season 2, This Day Aria, season 3, Celestia's Ballad. Season 4 is a tough one because I do like the music in season 4, but I would probably say it's You'll Play Your Part. Season 5 is The Magic Inside from the episode Main Attraction. And my favorite song from last year was Say Goodbye to Holiday. And I know there's a song in The Perfect Pair coming up. And like you said, who knows, maybe your list will change. I really think that my list might change once The Perfect Pair is, because from everything I've heard, I'm really looking forward to the episode this weekend. And the music, like I said, the music is really top notch. And I really applaud Daniel Ingram. And I cannot wait to see what he does for the movie.
Oh, yeah. And obviously, like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but I think there's going to be that one song from Perfect Pair from the 13th episode that you might not. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but I'm just going to assume that you're really going to like it. Because let's just say it's emotionally gripping for sure. So be ready for that, I guess. But anyways, yeah, that's and I found something interesting too. Like, I guess 12 and 13 isn't yet in the States, but was in the UK or something, and this and that. Like, I guess it's Discovery Family that My Little Pony Friendship with Magic is on, and I guess things are different or when they release and this and that. So I got to figure out with me now technically seeing the 12th and 13th episode of when this little break ends and we get to the 14th and keep going on with the season, the second half. I mean, Star Versus had the Battle for Muni movie event to start off season 3, and now it's like November 12th or something. It comes back to continue season 3. So it might, hear with in a different way, with mid-season finale being the perfect pair of when it comes back. But again, I'll figure it out and look it up. But again, okay, so I have this list also, my top 6 of the side characters or other characters. Again, they're awesome in their own right, but I did list them. Anyways, number 6, Cutie Mark Crusaders. 5, Spike. 4, Derpy Hoops. 3, Princess Luna. 2, Princess Celestia. And number 1, I assume from what I've been seeing, number 1 for most others in this kind of ranking, being Discord. Discord being the awesome villain that he was. And it's interesting to see with this show that I've learned while I was speed watching through the series, that with their villains, it's a short-lived villain life thing. Not too many continuing over many episodes or even a full season. Right. See this villain, battle villain, beat villain, reform some villains, not all, but some villains or most. And then later on, you have those reformed villains to where and back again, where you have the reformed villains being the heroes that have to save the day. So, great irony there in that 2 parts for the end of that season. So that's something that I found interesting and different. Whether I like it or not, I would probably lean on the not, but hey, it's how it works, and I still love and enjoy the show. But it's just interesting how they do that with their villains, because I think there's only one left that is still a villain and still could come back and this and that, but most of the other ones been reformed and be greater, better in their new roles in that way. And now seeing Diamond Tiara change, see how they write her and have her continue on and building her character now, reformed herself, as I technically already did in that episode, Creator Lost Mark, with helping out the school situation there. So that's my personal top 6 of secondary characters and others there. So what do you think of that one, Karen?
Well, me personally, I like almost every character you said. Except I'm not one of the people who obsess over background pony. So of all my favorite side characters, you won't see a single background pony like Derpy, Dr. Hooves, Vinyl, or DJ Pony, whatever you want to say, Octavia, or Lyra, or Bonbon. But if I had to say, first off, if I had to say my favorite side characters, my favorite villain to this very day of the show is Adagio Dazzle from Rainbow Rocks. I just feel like, the way, like, everything about this woman was amazing. You can make a good argument that she was a catalyst for everything that happened 1,000 years ago. But if I had to say my favorite side characters, the CMC would be number 6 if I had to go and say. I'm not going CMC, and my favorite member of the Cutie Mark Crusaders is actually Scootaloo. I just feel so bad for her. We've never seen her family, and it's pretty much been confirmed without really saying she's actually disabled. Spike. Spike is a character, either you like Spike or you don't. There's not a lot of in between with Spike. I really love Spike, especially with episodes such as Gauntlet of Fire, the Equestria Games. The Equestria Games is an episode I really love because of the moral alone, and I just, it made me respect Spike a different type of way. Princess Celestia, she doesn't get the best rep from the fandom, and I actually won't put Luna in my top 6 because everyone else does. I'm not a big Luna person. So Celestia be next. I do like, then I'm not going 6. I'll probably just do 5 right now anyway. Number 4, screw it, 3. No, I'd do 5. Why not? Number 3, next up would have to be Adagio because I just said she's the best villain yet. Number 2, Discord. Now, why I said Adagio was the better villain, since Discord is a reformed villain and, he shows up all the time. And he goes above Adagio in that sense. Discord, I loved him in Return to Harmony when he was a villain, and I've loved him ever since. But minus one episode. Discord episodes are usually always hilarious, and John Delancey always gives a good performance. And my favorite side character is from actually Equestria Girls universe as well, Sunset Shimmer. She went from a character no one liked in the first movie to the best thing about, if you ask me, this all three of the other three movies. She was easily the best character in Rainbow Rocks, the best character in Friendship Games, and the best character in Legend of Everfree. And the thing, a lot of people say, I'm not the biggest Starlight fan. Granted, I don't hate Starlight or anything. I'm just not a big fan of Starlight Glimmer. Some say Sunset and Starlight are kind of the same. Difference is, I can do a whole video on comparing their redemptions, and I'm considering doing that. Sunset continues to evolve. Well, I don't think Starlight continues to. And none of her Starlight's episodes can I say I really love. Well, granted, I did like what was it? Her episode this season, which is blank in my mind. I forgot. I did like her episode this season. But Starlight just does not, for me personally, evolve as much as Sunset did. And I never really felt sorry for her. Oh, A Royal Problem, that's what it's called. I never really felt, I've never truly felt sorry for Starlight at all. Now with Sunset, especially in a second movie, I just like her redemption worked because she wanted to make herself better, and you can relate to that. We all can relate to making a huge mistake and wanting to make up for it, but no one's willing to really take you serious or buy that. And that's why she's my favorite side character, and behind Twilight, second favorite character overall.
Yeah, and hey, I found it interesting with my top 2 or top 6, with the main 6 and side characters, and then my number 1s being one of the strongest ships and relationships that have been in the fandom, release from what I was reading again 3 weeks into it now, being Fluttershy and Discord. Being my number 1 for main 6, number 1 for side characters, and those two. So that's certainly gonna be interesting seeing how that progresses, especially that one scene in season 6, episode 25, to Where and Back Again, part 1 specifically, which is that was a small reason, the main reason why I put it on my top 10. But Discord's reaction to finding out Fluttershy was the one captured, and then his face when he just simply says where, and it's like, damn, somebody gonna get wracked here. You don't mess with this.
That was actually pretty funny. Like, as soon as he just said they took Fluttershy, yes, where? That definitely made that episode for me. I was laughing on the floor for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah, and like I said, when I was rushing through it, and I was watching that episode, and I saw that moment, I was like, damn. I was like, damn, somebody can get wrecked, and you're gonna learn not to mess with Discord and mess with his main friend or whatever else you want to call her, and Fluttershy. So that was like a whoa moment for me watching it at that moment 3 weeks ago. So, but there actually is one thing left I wanted to talk about that I want to get your opinion on, as being a fan for obviously longer, and that's Applejack's parents, and your thoughts on what you think gonna happen, the fact that it was brought up a couple of times, and whatnot. Your thoughts really on that situation in that story, or in that part of it, with the family and learning more about them, and really in the end, what I want to know is what happened. You know what happened on that fateful day when they passed away, or what went down, and what. I'm not saying it's anything like that would happen sinisterly or something with maybe one of the former villains or something, but I'm saying maybe it was just quote unquote vehicle accident, a car accident or something, didn't survive or whatever. But again, what are your just thoughts on that story arc?
Here's the thing about Applejack's parents, and the episode Where the Apple Lies kind of makes me think about something. I always assumed their parents are dead, and which is why I can't wait to watch The Perfect Pair, because I got a feeling they might address that in some way. But I'm just gonna wait till Saturday. The thing is, I always assumed they died. But with the episode Where the Apple Lies, Apple Bloom wasn't in the flashback when Applejack and Big Mac and Granny Smith were younger. Apple Bloom wasn't born yet, so their parents weren't in that episode at all. So I'm guessing, what, did they leave for a while? Came back, Apple Bloom was born, and then they died? Because that, I always assumed, they died after Apple Bloom was born. After Apple Bloom was born, and Apple Bloom never saw them. But now with the episode Where the Apple Lies, they weren't around before AB was born. And I don't think Apple Bloom was adopted or anything. Because in Crusades of the Lost Mark, Applejack said, if mom and dad were here, they'd been so proud of you. So they had the same parents. That's really it's really tough, because I do think their parents are dead. But my question is, when did they die? Because of the episode to Where the Apple Lies, it paints a whole new picture.
Well, that's for sure. And to be quite honest, I did see Perfect Pair and found out more about them in that episode, but not to the extent that where I still have hundreds of questions, at least for me. And again, even Sweet version two things. But again, I think the main thing is what happened, why it happened. I know I heard a lot of theories, or at least reading a lot of theories after the first time I watched through, of fans' thoughts on that and their predictions and what that. I know I saw one of them had to go into hiding or something, and they are still alive, and they just had to make it seem like they were dead to keep their family safe or something. I don't know, in that way, like if they were spies or something. I don't know, crazy like that. But I worry that that in the end, if they were alive and they are still alive, I think it would be really hard for the show to explain that, as much as I tried to there in my wacky way. But I think in the end, maybe it's best for it to be that they did actually pass away. And I know one theory is passed away, or the mother passed away after giving birth to the final kid. Husband grief-stricken so much, caused a heart attack months later or something. Heard that theory, grief-stricken, broken heart. In that way for the dad. Many different other ideas, theories, whether crazy or good, whatever. Either way, it's still, a person's opinion on what could go down. We won't all know, and won't find out until there actually is that episode. And that's one of those things that I hope and think could happen here in season 7, if not near the end of the series. Which, if season 8 is the end and the final season, then we get an episode like that specifically to their parents and of what happened, and whether it's the big bombshells that they're alive, or finding out when, how, and why they passed away. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Earlier in the series, it was of the Cutie Mark Crusaders themselves, and when they're going to get their cutie marks was for me, as I was going through the series. Now, as I'm caught up, and now actually have to wait for things, Applejack's parents and what happened. And I'm sure that's going to be a very emotional episode whenever that does happen, of finding out what happened to them, why, and not like I just said earlier. But we do need to know that. We need to put a bow on that at some point. And I know they will. I'm not questioning that, but I'm just wondering when that could be. And either way, it's going to be certainly a memorable episode. One of those episodes that when we do get that, whether it's season 7 or season 8, definitely might be making Kyron Chase's, or me, myself, and I, CBK's, our list of top 10 episodes of the series, maybe, depending on, seeing how that episode would go moving forward. But, that certainly does it for me on my end as the newbie here of the fandom. I don't know if there's any questions from the veteran over there to the newbie, but if there isn't, welcome to have any last words, and share where people can find you on social media and YouTube.
Well, first of all, I talk about my social media and things. Here's what I want to say to anyone who's thinking about getting into it. You go into the show with an open mind, and you got to know the right episodes to start with. Just because the first episode is the first episode, I wouldn't recommend that be the episode that's the first episode you watch. Here's a list of episodes. Me personally, I would recommend watching to start. Dragonshy, Party of One, Return of Harmony, Lesson 0, Princess Twilight Sparkle, and The Cutie Map. Those are some of the best episodes that introduce all the characters well. and are good starting points for newbies getting into the show. This is, like I said before, this is honestly my favorite cartoon at the moment. And anytime, Steve, you want to ask me anything about the show, just hit me up. I'll let you know anything. And follow me on all my social media at SplashBroKyron. And on Instagram, though, it's a /Kyron. My DeviantArt is Kyron Chase. My Tumblr is Kyron Chase. And my YouTube is Kyron Chase. The K and the C are capitalized. On my YouTube channel, I talk about, wrestling, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, everybody go over there, subscribe to his channel, ring that bell as well. When he has a video coming up and here soon, next week actually starting. Kyron will start to be doing videos here on this channel, talking sports or wrestling, otherwise that he sees fit. And I'm giving him the free range, just as I am on Mark, which he's starting this week on Friday. He'll be doing a video on the channel talking wrestling or sports as well. So subscribe here, ring the bell. I will be doing My Little Pony Friendship is Magic blind reaction to the movie trailer here shortly, one of the next couple of weeks on a Wednesday. I'll be doing that, and then I'll jump with the seasons. I'm sure me and Kyron will be doing videos, whether here on this channel or his, talking about the show. Maybe after a big episode happens or something monumental like Kudamar Crusaders back in the day, or something like that, we'll jump on and talk about that at that point. But either way, thanks to everybody that was watching live and those be watching archive when it is posted to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. Steve's Wrestling Ramble, talking Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, hearing everybody else's thoughts. And looking forward to SummerSlam and all the other news and notes during the week in professional wrestling. But like I said, I'm very glad to now be part of this fandom, give my own opinions on things and where I think things will go. And Kyron will keep talking about the show as we move forward. But as always, take care.
Peace out.